In 1928, Zack's Hot Dogs opened in Burlington, North Carolina. Weeks ago, we walked into Zack's looking to do a story on a place, but instead we found a story about Jim Faulkner, a frequent customer at Zack's and a man who has dedicated his life to service in his community and to his family. He served in the military, taught at the local community college, and has even saved lives, including that of his own grandson. But now, Faulkner is aging and sick, suffering from a disease that's taken away his body, but not his mind. Faulkner has quite a story to tell, if only he could be the one to tell it.
In another life, Burlington, North Carolina was a bustling mill town, and for more than 80 years, Zack's Hot Dogs has been a community icon. While it may be famous for its chili cheese dogs, it's a place that is defined by its regulars.
We always eat here on Monday.
It's a tradition, and in my family, it was a family tradition.
You know it's going to be here. It's a staple. You always know what you're coming back to.
This is Zack's third-generation owner, Zach Talupas. He says regulars like these folks aren't hard to find.
There's Ms. Bruce. There's Randy. I don't know those two guys, but they come in together. They work at Melville Dairy down the street. That guy's name is Doug over there, and I just, because you grew up with it, you just know everybody.
At age 85, Jim Faulkner is one of those regulars. We sat down with Faulkner and his daughter Deborah in their Burlington home.
Don't you think it's kind of a staple? Does he go there every day?
No, but we go at least, we're at Zack's at least once or twice a week, aren't we?
Well, this week, 3 times.
So far this week?
Yeah.
We're at Zack's every week.
Although Faulkner admits that the hot dogs are a big part of why he goes, there's another reason why Zack's has a place in his heart.
Did you and Mama go there when you guys were dating years ago?
Yeah.
Started going to Zack's when they were dating in when he was in service, I guess, or just come out of service.
Just come out of service.
While Zack's may just be a restaurant to some people, it's much more than that for Faulkner. It's a place where, 65 years ago, he went on dates with the woman who would later become his wife. She died in May of 2012. Faulkner is a man who has dedicated much of his life to service. He served in Germany after World War II. He also taught mechanics at Alamance Community College for 7 years. But when Faulkner retired, he witnessed a car accident that his daughter, Deborah, thinks changed the direction of the rest of his life.
I just remember that one girl was dead when Daddy got there, and he couldn't help her, and then he started becoming involved in the rescue unit. And I don't know if is that what triggered your interest, or you just wanted to you just wanted to help people?
I wanted to help people, I guess.
Just wanted to help people, I guess.
Well, that's as good a reason as any.
Faulkner became an EMT and later founded Alamance County Rescue, where he remains a senior member. On the day we sat down with Faulkner, his 18-year-old grandson, Ethan, had stopped by to pick up a bottle of Cheerwine. It turns out Faulkner's medical training and his commitment to his family collided in a major way when Ethan wandered into a lake at only 18 months old.
When they called the ambulance, I was dead whenever they pulled me out of the water. I was not breathing. My heart stopped. And they said that Grandpa did CPR until the ambulance got there.
And in the 8th grade, Ethan's teacher asked him to write about his hero in life. He didn't have to look far.
It says, "My hero is my grandpa. My grandpa is always there for me. He saved me when I was 18 months old. He is very lucky. He has Parkinson's disease. And he has a knee replacement. First thing that makes my grandpa my hero," excuse me, I'm sorry, "that he is always there for me. He saved me when I was 18 months old. I had drowned in a lake, and he pulled me out of the lake, and I was technically dead. He had to do CPR on me until the ambulance got there. My grandpa is very courageous, nice, and strong. I love my grandpa. He is the best hero in the world."
So much of his life's been about service, and whether it's his job or his family, I mean, that's clearly why he's your hero. And so it's got to be proud. You've got to be proud.
And now this man, who has been helping people his whole life, needs help himself. Faulkner suffers from a rare disease called progressive supranuclear palsy. PSP has symptoms similar to Parkinson's disease and limits his ability to see, speak, walk, and do many of the things that healthy people take for granted. As a result, Faulkner requires care around the clock, but unlike many senior citizens, he doesn't stay at a retirement home. He stays at his home, and his children take turns living with him. But what's most frustrating about PSP is that Faulkner's brain is unharmed by the disease. It's his body and his ability to communicate that are failing him.
It's frustrating, isn't it? That's the thing I think that bothers him the most, is not being able to communicate as well as you once could. Is that right?
Faulkner has had the disease for about 7 years, but it's gotten progressively worse over the last 3. Despite his worsening condition, Deborah and the rest of his children see no reason to move their dad out of his home.
But this is home, isn't it, Daddy? This is where he wants to stay, and this is where he'll stay as long as we can do it.
Just because Faulkner is sick, though, doesn't mean he doesn't have any fun.
He went to Hooters for lunch today.
Hooters, huh?
That's one of his favorite places to go. He likes to go to Hooters. He's got the waitresses that come over and hug him and do all that kind of stuff. He just loves Hooters, don't you, Daddy?
Spend 10 minutes inside Faulkner's house and you'll realize that it's not living alone or even talking that matters most. It's the family that's always there for him. With Faulkner's illness and his wife's recent death, it hasn't been the easiest of years for the family. But one thing that remains unwavering is their devotion to one another.
I mean, that's a commitment. And what is that like for you? You know, is redeeming? It's something that you don't even think twice about.
It's not anything that he hasn't done for us all these years, so it's not anything that, it's just something we do. Family does that kind of thing, so. I mean, you know, it's part of who we are, isn't it, Daddy?
Yeah.
Every family has their traditions, and Jim Faulkner would tell you that eating at Zach's Hot Dogs is right up there with the best of them. Zach's is his own personal time capsule. It's a place that has lived a long and successful life right beside him. And if his family has anything to say about it, neither is going anywhere anytime soon.